For years, the story was written in stone. Porsche, the brand that basically defined the modern sports car, was betting everything on an electric future. And the 2026 718, that was supposed to be the final word, the proof that electric could actually have a soul. But in one of the wildest reversals I've seen in the car world, the entire script has just been flipped upside down.
Okay, so to really get how dramatic this twist is, you first have to understand what the original plan was. Porsche wasn't just, dipping a toe in the electric water. Nope, they were planning a full-on cannonball, staking the brand's entire identity on a silent, battery-powered revolution. For the last few years, the message coming out of Germany has been crystal clear. The future is electric, period. We saw it with the Taycan, and the game plan was to convert the whole lineup, one iconic car at a time. And let me tell you, this was not some little side project. This was the core mission.
And they put a number on it, a huge one. Over 80% of all sales to be fully electric by 2030. Now think about that. For a company literally built on the sound and the soul of the flat six engine, this was a breathtakingly bold move, a full-speed charge into a completely new era.
And the poster child for this whole new vision? Well, it was the 2026 718 Boxster and Cayman. It was engineered from a completely clean sheet of paper to be a pure, no-compromises electric sports car. This was the machine designed to prove that Porsche's soul could absolutely thrive without a single drop of gasoline.
Which, of course, brings us to the million-dollar question. If the plan was so clear, if the car was designed from day one to be electric only, why are we suddenly hearing credible reports from deep inside Porsche that the gasoline engine is roaring back to life?
To solve that mystery, you first have to appreciate the incredible electric car they actually built. See, this was never going to be just another EV with a Porsche badge slapped on it. No way. They were fundamentally rethinking what an electric sports car could be, and they started by attacking its biggest enemy, weight.
This quote right here from the man in charge, Frank Moser, it tells you everything you need to know about Porsche's philosophy. He's basically saying they're completely rejecting the EV arms race for the longest possible range. And why? Because big batteries mean big weight, and weight is the absolute enemy of a true sports car. For Porsche, how the car feels, how it handles, that is king.
And their solution to this problem is just brilliant. Instead of a flat skateboard battery you see in most EVs, they engineered what they call a mid-engined battery pack. It sits right behind the driver, exactly where the engine is today. And what's so crucial about that is it maintains that perfect weight balance and the razor-sharp handling that makes a Porsche, well, a Porsche.
And don't for a second think this focus on weight means they sacrificed power. Not even close. The target is around 600 horsepower. With that kind of power and the instant, neck-snapping torque that only an EV can deliver, we're talking about a car that could hit 60 miles an hour in under 3 seconds. That puts it deep into supercar territory.
So you've got this picture, right? A lightweight, perfectly balanced, astonishingly powerful electric sports car. The future is here. And then, reports started leaking from Porsche's top-secret engineering center that changed absolutely everything.
This is the bombshell. The platform that was so painstakingly developed to be a pure, state-of-the-art EV will now be re-engineered to also house a gasoline engine. This isn't just a small change of plans. This is a complete 180-degree reversal of the original mission.
So, why the dramatic shift? Well, it really comes down to a perfect storm of 3 key things. First, the super tough Euro 7 emissions rules, which are basically Europe's strict clean air standards for cars, were suddenly weakened, giving gas engines a new lease on life. Second, Porsche's own massive investment in synthetic e-fuels. And third, maybe the biggest factor of all, market reality.
A senior Porsche engineer put it very plainly. There was a real fear inside the company that an electric-only sports car, right now, would just be too niche. They were worried about losing customers who just weren't ready to make that jump. The change in regulations simply gave them the opening they needed to change the entire game plan.
But here's the thing. Deciding to offer both isn't a simple choice. Engineering a single car platform to house 2 fundamentally different powertrains, that is a monumental technical challenge. It means a complete rethink of the car's very skeleton.
Yeah, this is not just an engine swap. In the electric car, the battery pack itself is a core structural piece of the car. It provides rigidity, it makes it strong. Now to fit a gas engine in there, whoa, engineers have to create an entirely new structural floor
They have to redesign the wall behind the seats and then somehow find space for a fuel tank and a whole exhaust system. It's a massive job.
So the crucial point here is that this decision represents a massive investment of time, money, and engineering brainpower. It tells us this isn't some panicked, last-minute reaction. It's a calculated, strategic move to give customers a choice and, frankly, to hedge their bets on the future of performance cars.
And all of this creates this fascinating dilemma, not just for Porsche, but for anybody who dreams of getting behind the wheel of one of these things. The brand is now offering two parallel futures, both contained within the skin of one single car.
You know, the Porsche crest has always symbolized this deep connection to engineering heritage, to the visceral thrill of a combustion engine. But now, it also has to represent the silent, instantaneous rush of an electric future. In 2026, those two completely different identities are going to sit side by side in the very same showroom.
And that leaves us with the ultimate question. When you're standing in that showroom in 2026, which key do you take? The one that unlocks 600 horsepower of silent electric fury? Or the one that fires up that classic petrol roar that defined a legend? Let me know. Drop your choice in the comments below.